And I believe we're live, everybody. Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Grigsby, and I am so thrilled that you're here. And if everybody wants to mute themselves real quickly, because I know every time someone makes a sound, it like jumps around and all that. And but anyway, I am so thrilled that you're here. My name is Michelle Grigsby, and I just wanted to let you know that if you're on this Hangout, I just wanted to tell you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be explaining to you a little bit more of what the Legends Network is, because and I believe we're live, everybody. I did it again. I did it again.
How do we get?
It's still going. What in the heck? All right. Anyway, where was I? I was going to say that we're really excited to share with you what the Legends Network is, because first of all, I want to make sure you understand that the Legends Network is not, we're not here to try to recruit you away from whatever business you're currently in. What we're here to do is we want to share with you what has been taking our business to the next level, okay? And I have to tell you that because of what I've been learning with the Legends Network, that we are utilizing strategies and methods that I've never used before because of things that I've learned. And what we're going to do is we are going to share with you some of the strategies that we're learning. We're going to drop some nuggets tonight. And the reason why we want to do this is because for me, I'll tell you, the Legends Network is changing my life. It is definitely taking my business not to the next level, but literally the next stratosphere. I am not kidding. Because of the Legends Network, I'm able to tap into some of the most successful minds of some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the industry. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to share with you what some of the interviews that we have access to are. Does anybody want to explain a little bit more of what the Legends Network is? Laura, would you like to do that? Like what is in the back office?
Sure, I can do that. The Legends Network is an online audio mentoring magazine, and it is something that has never been done before, and it's really outstanding because you get to hear the top income earners in this industry, and they're sharing information about how they've made their money online, and they're giving you tips and tricks on how you can do the same thing. And you know, Val Smith is a 36-year veteran in this industry, and he's interviewing different people that are, you know, top people like Darren Little, Josh Peak, Stan Harris, Rex Harris, Mr. Stevenson, Amy Pelez. I mean, the list goes on and on. Even Michelle Grigsby's in there. And you can just listen to these people and you get to hear, you know, their strategies on how they're having success. And then you can go and you can immediately apply those things, and then you're going to have success. It's just amazing.
Ed, with that said, why don't we go into just start talking about who you studied and who you want to talk about, and we'll just go on down the line, and everybody can talk about who one of their favorite speakers were or what the Legends Network means to them. Do you want to go ahead and do that, Laura?
Sure, I can do that. You know, over the last week I've listened to a couple, but one that really stood out to me was the Jamie Pelez interview. She just, you know, this young lady has gone through a lot in her life, you know, anything from the loss of a child, and someone can, you know, when anyone goes through that as a mother, it can really put something in your heart, and to bounce back from that like she did, and you know, the things that she's doing now for other people and the service that she's providing to people is just amazing. And you know, she goes through and she helps people with meditation, and you know, helps you get into this being in yourself where you can just relax and become one with yourself. And with doing just the simple strategy that she teaches, you can really just start off your day and just have an amazing day. And I mean, just listening to her story and what she's overcome anything, if you haven't had like a major thing happen in your life and you're fretting about the little stuff, I mean, there's no excuse. There really isn't any. And so over the last week, listening to that one, that is probably one that really resonated with me, because I've had some things that have happened in my life that I will share on another day. But it's just, you know, things like that and different stories that you're going to hear in the back office like hers. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Laura, why don't you tell us a little bit about your history? What's your background?
My background is I served in the Army for 11 years, and I just recently medically retired after my tour in Afghanistan. And I have been an online entrepreneur for 2 years. And, you know, I didn't find a company that really was a fit for me. You know, I tried a few things like health and wellness, which I still believe is a really great thing, but it just wasn't for me. And so something like the Legends Network, where I can really be service to others and show other people how they can tap into their power and become whatever they want to be, is really something that's amazing to me. So this is, you know, I found my fit, and this is an awesome place to be, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Tapping into your power. That's awesome. And what I love about Jamie's interview is she literally goes into specific detail on how you can tap into your power, doesn't she? Where she literally will take you through the exercise of how to properly meditate, basically on a basic level. I mean, she puts it in such layman's terms that, you know, it's like, I could do this because I've never been like a big meditator, quote unquote, but I've always wanted to know how to do something like that. But she not only teaches you how to do proper meditation, but she teaches you how to find answers to questions you might have. And that is huge, especially if you're trying to make a decision, a major decision in your life on, you know, what should I do with my business? What should I, you know, what should I do with my life? And is this the right decision? Should I join the Legends Network? Or, you know, what should I do? And so definitely, so yeah, I think I'll go ahead and talk about who I actually listened to. And his name, I keep forgetting, is it Josh Peak? Did anybody listen to the Josh Peak interview? Well, Josh Peak is ultra successful, and he's a young guy, and he actually was not a pro wrestler, but he wrestled in college, and he was semi-pro. And what I liked about Josh is he, right off the bat, right off the beginning of the interview, he talks about how the problem that a lot of people don't have, that you need to have, is you need to really have a strong love and passion for people in this industry. And what I love about this is he articulates in layman's terms on, you know, he literally reveals, you guys, behind this, he says, there's behind the scenes things that are going on in this industry that a lot of people don't know about. And he's not the only one in these interviews that reveals this, and that's really interesting. But one thing that he said is, he said that you know, he did also kind of state that the system is broken. And he mentioned, and I've heard this on several of these interviews, that you can generate leads, but that's not going to make you successful just generating leads, right? And so he really, you know, so obviously if he starts the call off by saying you need to have a strong love and passion for people, you know, obviously you are going to have to know how to connect with people, and that's so important. And what I also love about his interview is he compares it to wrestling. So he talks about how wrestlers are awesome salespeople because they're used to getting their nose bloody. They're used to, you know, getting slammed down and learning how to jump right back in, right? And so I thought that was kind of a cool analogy. But he talks about how obviously a basic skill that you need to have is you need to have basic skills and desire. But he went back into talking about how the system is broken, and right now in this industry, guys, there's a lot of chaos. Would you guys agree? There's a lot of chaos right now. And he compares, he also says that there's a lot of companies right now that are capitalizing on that. And he talks about how the attrition rate is really, really high right now, and that a lot of companies and a lot of marketers are capitalizing on that, where they know that the attrition rate is going to there's like a spike and then it drops. And they know that there are marketers that know that, and they actually capitalize on that, which is kind of sad. And he compares it, though, he compares this industry to being in a red ocean versus a blue ocean. And the red ocean is when it's full of sharks and sharks are just feeding, right? It's a red ocean. But a blue ocean means, you know, that the sharks aren't there yet, but there's a lot of opportunity. And what he does in this interview is he talks about some methods you can use to put yourself in the blue ocean. Put yourself in a situation where there's not a bunch of sharks out there already. And he talks in this interview about how to create a viral concept and, you know, how to build a sales force. Because, guys, in this industry, we are building a sales force, okay? And so, you know, he talks about that. He talks about utilizing innovation to build your business. And he also said that in order to succeed, really, we need to do some things that no one else is doing, or very few people are doing, and that's where he gets into innovation. And he also mentioned there's two genres or two demographics that are really, really hot right now, and that's the 18 to 30-year-olds and women. Now, Jeff, don't feel left out, but you know, that was really interesting that he reveals some of this information, and this is just a fraction of what he actually shared. And so I really, you know, but one thing that I really got out of that is he acknowledges that this is a people-loving business. You have to love people to do this. And so he drops some really big nuggets in this interview, and so this is just an example of one of the stuff that you get with the Legends Network. So I'll leave that with you. And did anybody else give me a thumbs up if you guys listened to his interview and you liked it? Anybody? Has anybody heard it? Yeah, you got to listen to it. It's really, really good. Anyway, who do we want to have talk next? Why don't we have the beautiful Paula Bilski? Paula, since you're, according to my screen, you're right next to me, so naturally I just progressed over to you. So. Paula, why don't you share with us a little bit about what you've learned since you've joined the Legends Network?
Well, I am fairly new to internet marketing, and Michelle actually brought me in. She is my sponsor. She is my mentor. She has been very helpful. And the interviews, the live training, our training, there's just so much that, I mean, just they've opened different avenues that I didn't even know about, as a matter of fact. And it's, you know, very detailed. You can ask questions, and you can ask questions of anyone. It's just, and it's a friendly atmosphere. If it weren't friendly, I wouldn't be on this panel right now. But you know, it's just a great group, and I'm learning so much every day, several times a day from the trainings. So I just enjoy being here. And in regards to the interviews, I've listened to several of them. I haven't listened to all, but Daryl Little, of course, or Darren. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. I really love his, and Jamie's also, but I listened to Patrick Snow's, and his was very interesting. He talked about form, but he put it in a different way. And with everyone, it's communication, and getting to know people is the most important thing in this business. And it's ironic how many people don't realize that. They think it's just, you know, computer screen, and they're terrified to speak. They're terrified to initiate chats and initiate phone calls, and it's just a people business, and you've got to get used to it, or, you know, as a lot of them say, or go get a job. But you can overcome that. That's not a problem. You learn how to do that by having great people in a group. And he also talks about, well, he talks about having a lot of respect and trust, developing that with whomever you're speaking with. And he mentions Napoleon Hill, that it usually takes at least 7 bits of conversation to even get close to gaining a sale. So it's important to keep lines of communication open. And he also said to hunt for big elephants, which I thought was an unusual term. But he said if you can get somebody in your group that is also a leader, it's going to help everybody, and they can get their downline involved, and it just opens more to everybody. So it was very interesting, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's about it. But
well, that's a nugget. You dropped a lot of nuggets there, Paula. Wow.
Why, thank you.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. All right, guys, I'm going to introduce you to one of our newer members. Her name is Michelle Keenan. She comes from across the pond. She is actually from Australia. So we've got people on our team from Australia, and she's brand new, and she's already brought, 3 people now already onto the Legends Network because they saw the value. Michelle, I think you're muted. Well, Michelle, why don't you, if you can, unmute yourself, or here, I'll unmute you, and tell us what it was that attracted you to the Legends Network, and do you know where the mute button is? You know where the mute button is up there, don't you? You're muted.
Oh my gosh. Is that better?
Yes, we hear you now. Nope. You're muted again. Can anybody else hear her, or is it just me? Thumbs down. Well, Michelle, dear, no, you're still, we don't hear you. Why don't we try to figure out what's going on with your volume? Let me go on to the next people on our panel real quick, okay? And I've got Jennifer and Jilly here from New York. You guys want to unmute yourselves? There you are.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. All right, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you've learned so far since you've been with us.
Okay, Michelle, well, to everybody who doesn't know me, my name is Jalady Francis. I am 19 years old, and I've been in the internet marketing industry for over 6 months. Now, within those 6 months period, I have been with many companies. I have joined a lot of groups, and it's been pretty good. I used the information, I applied it, and used it to climb up the ladder. But there's a lot of opportunities out there, and there's only one in a few opportunities that are actually meant for you. So that's where the Legends Network actually came in for me, and really it was introduced by Jennifer, which she's right here next to me, and I didn't even ask her what was the company's name. I asked her what is it about, what are they doing, and when she introduced me to that alone was enough for me to immediately get in, because I saw the vision, I saw the value, and they were offering me what I needed, which is to slowly become a leader. And that is so powerful to actually be in this panel with you guys right now who have years of experience. And I could say I started yesterday, basically, but it's a privilege to be here with you all, and this is something that the Legends Network gives to you. The absolute possibility of taking action and being amongst your people. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a meeting, like in a conference meeting, and I'm just listening to everybody who knows what I need to know and what I need to do, and that's just priceless. So one of the persons that I really want to emphasize on today and really talk about, and you recommended to me, Michelle, as well, is Darren Little. I even looked him up on Facebook. He seems like a pretty cool guy. So he really emphasized on creating a relationship with the people that you start talking to. And for the last several months, I have been approaching people just the wrong way, and I had to go over and fix everything all over again from the very bottom. So he's actually talking like, first thing, there's a difference between a leadership role versus the sale, the selling role. And literally, when people are buying, just as they buy, they will get out. And it's very different when you're actually applying the leadership role. That's when they usually stick around. And then he actually mentions this about the four key that you need to really touch base with when you're having that conversation, which is about their family, their occupation, what do they like to do for fun or to, during their free time and stuff like that. It's very important to find something in common with them within just 1 minute of that conversation so they can actually be interested in actually talking to you. So, for example, I am 19 years old. I went to high school. I couldn't afford to pay for college, so I ended up getting 2 jobs, working from, like 4 a.m. all the way to 12 a.m. just to help me and my mother. So I'm pretty sure that someone like me can relate to that, and we will have a lot of in common. So those are actually the kind of people that I'm trying to literally speak to on a daily basis. And actually, I've been getting a lot of engagement with people from Australia, India, and the Philippines, and that is just really, really excited. And also, I did not wait for them to reply to me on Facebook or anything like that. I said, hey, do you have a Gmail account? I want to do a Google Hangout with you, or I want to call you. Can I have your number? And it builds a stronger relationship. Like that alone builds trust. And these are a lot of the things that Darren Little is actually emphasizing on. And really, it's just really powerful. And I also listened to Rex Harris' interview. Now, he's a natural beast. That's the stuff he does. He's a multitasker. So he has a lot of things prepared for me to tap into and learn because like you told me, take one thing at a time. And right now I am trying to master my relationship building strategy. And this is something that I shared with some of my friends and some of the people that I know, and they are applying it, and they're coming back to me and they're saying, hey, this is so good, you're so good. I mean, like, thank you, like God put you right in front of me for some reason. And that alone just gives me exactly what I need, and I'm just super, super happy because I just took the step that I needed to become a true leader. And he also explained, Darren Little also explained that there's a 2 years process into actually becoming a person that knows a little bit more about network marketing. So I cannot sit here and pretend that I know everything. Guys, to those who are watching, I'm just literally learning right now. I'm in my learning process, and people are loving it. People are seeing the transformation, and this is what actually taking place within the Legends Network. And pretty much, that's all that I have to say right now, because if I start talking too much, I'm not gonna really finish today, okay?
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, Jilly, I have seen you grow just
in 4 days. In 4 days, to be exact.
4 days.
I have seen you grow so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's like literally, this is like a leadership. It's a leadership forming company. I mean, we teach you how to be leaders. I love that. I love that. Oh my God.
Michelle, another thing. Sorry, another thing, right? When you said leadership, this is the thing. We're not here to be anybody's competitors, any company's competitor. I actually came up with a name for the Legends Network. I called it the Service Organization Platform. To me, it's a service organization platform. We are here to give service, and I'm giving service based upon what I'm learning.
Value, service.
Everybody's learning from these things, and anybody can apply to their primary business, to any other business that they have. And that's another thing that we are trying to emphasize on, because people are thinking that we're just pitching another business. It's not like that.
Exactly, exactly. Love it. Okay, awesome. Jennifer, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what Legends Network means to you?
Okay, hi, my name is Jennifer Griffin. I live in Bronx, New York. I'm married. I have 4 kids. I used to work the 9-to-5 job, and I hated it. I hated to be away from my kids and have somebody else watch my kids for me to be at work. but 12-hour shifts. I do not like it. I always hated 9-to-5 jobs. So I've been in network marketing for like 2 years, but really 1 year seriously. I've been focusing on network marketing, I could say, for 1 year seriously. And I've been in other companies, and I've learned a lot. You know, I've been in a lot of other companies. I've learned a lot, and I've noticed the difference between other companies and this company. Like, we're here to give value to people. We're here to teach, you know, like they say, people don't join a business, people join you. So I'm learning how to brand myself. I also listen to the Darren Little's video, audio, and it teaches you how to brand yourself. You have to brand yourself and put yourself out there in order to give exposure, you know, so that people can join you, but not the business. So I'm learning that right now, and I'm kind of new on this video, you know, on live video stuff. So I'm getting used to it now, and that's about it. I really don't have anything else to say.
Would you say that you learned a lot, Jennifer?
Yes, I've learned a lot. I love being here with the Legends Network.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, and I've seen you grow too, big time. So, in fact, everybody on this panel I've seen grow. So the next person I'd like to introduce you to now is Jeff. And let's go ahead and unmute you. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Jeff.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Jeff Foringer from Central Pennsylvania. I've been in internet marketing or playing around with it for a couple of years now, and I've just been left with failure after failure, no support, just endless scams more or less. And recently I found this from Michelle, and there's excuse me, but there's really a lot of value here within that back office and all the interviews and stuff. I would last watched a Patrick Snow interview myself, and it's very good. And he talks about how he started at a very young age, 12, starting out with a paper route, and then he gets into at the age of 13, he figured out there's a lot easier ways to make money out there, and then from there on, he just kind of excelled. They said the best way to brand yourself is to write a book, and if you don't know anything about writing a book, there's books out there to teach you to write a book, but that's the best way to get you going.
And he also gives some warnings, though, doesn't he? Like some cautionary things in regards to writing a book, too, doesn't he? He says to be careful about some of the people that try to promote that you know.
Yeah, the publishers, a lot of them will take like $12 per book, but there's other online publishers that'll do it for $4 a book, and that's another $8 per book that goes back into your pocket.
Right, and he talks about
a lot of money.
Yeah, awesome. So what else have you learned?
Well, as far as internet marketing, there's get in these other programs. Everybody just wants to sell you this and sell you that and sell you leads, but there's so much free stuff out there that's available that it's phenomenal. I mean, instead of just paying for leads and paying for this and that, it's just use the free services and you get a lot more value out of it. You get better connections with people, say with Facebook and Skype and Hangouts, and you can just get with people, and it's really phenomenal.
Which is kind of what we're doing in our trainings, right, guys? We're kind of like taking all these free methods that people are getting little bits here and there, and we're putting all in one place, and that's one of the strategies that we're using that we're going to talk to you about in a second. But I'd like to introduce you now. Thanks, Jeff. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, that's it. It's good.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want to just interrupt you. But I also want to introduce you to Donna, since you're next here on my little list here on down the line. And Donna, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you've learned since you've been with us?
Sure, Michelle. Well, my name is Donna Rios, and I live in Augusta, Georgia. And I have been doing online marketing for businesses here locally for a good number of years. I did websites and social media and all kinds of things like that. And I just got, this might sound bad, but I just got tired of dealing with all the small business complaints. And I really wanted to take my business online. And so I started, even though I knew how to do social media and I know how to do blogging and videos and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't know how to put it all together. So right now with the Legends Network, I mean, I'm just blown away. But so I'm not going to go into all kinds of details of things, but the things that we're here to talk about tonight are, I listened to Rex Harris's interview, and everything that everybody is saying, it's the same congruent idea. They're all talking about, and we're all talking about, and the thing that we're starting to all implement is the fact that doing network marketing is about people. It's not about selling. And we have to, and so as you know, so taking that online, you know, when you're in a business on the streets kind of business, you learn how to do networking because you go to network meetings, you're always working around and talking to different kind of people. But how do you take that now and put that online, and how do you engage your customers online? So this is all about how to find the people you're looking for, how to talk to them, how to start up conversations, how to know that, you know, to lead with value, I guess, is the biggest thing that we all talk about all the time, is learning how to lead with value. Not the first thing out of my mouth is for you to look at my product or my service because it's the best out there. No, there's so many services out there, and there's so many great products out there. But now, how can you present yourself as the leader within your organization, or as you're branding yourself? How do you present yourself in front of the other people? And so that's just what drew me to the Legends Network, and with this awesome group of people that, you know, we're all here working together, but at the same time we all encourage each other to kind of step out of our comfort zones so that we can become the leaders and brand ourselves to build other people, because that's what it's all about, is just building other people. Okay, Michelle.
No, that's right. I was just saving those pictures we've been taking of each other. Want to make sure they were saved on my computer. But you totally hit on something, Donna. That is something that we're doing, guys. Is we are breeding you. In case you haven't noticed so far, a lot of everybody on this panel, we're online marketers. And what is so awesome about what we're doing is we are teaching you how to become a leader. And so if you decide that you jump on board with the Legends Network, you do not have to be, like I said, you do not have to leave your company to take advantage of the trainings we have to offer. But that's one of the things that we are doing, is we are teaching you how to become a leader by, you know, putting you on these hangouts and having you participate in some of the free trainings that we're doing. It's going to make you become a leader, because people are going to view you as that. And there's so many strategies that we can talk about that we utilize, but trust me, they work. And the next person I'd love to introduce you to is the beautiful Diana. And if you, let me see, I think you're unmuted, so let me go ahead and mute myself. Awesome. So Diana, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've learned, because you are a rock star.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. So are you, let me tell you. What she's doing here is amazing. You know, I'm listening to everything that's going on. I've been in network marketing for 15 years. I'm the Take Action Life Coach. And it's just, I'm seeing it right in front of my eyes, everybody growing. You know, we have youth on here. I mean, 19 years old. Wow. I wish I knew what I know now when I was 19. Forget it, you know. And you guys have an awesome opportunity, and you see it. I have Laura. Laura has been with me for a couple of years now. I've seen how she's blossomed, how she's grown, and I'm so proud of her. You know, it's just amazing. What I love about this whole thing is the fact that we're on, you know, nobody's competing with each other. It's not like, in some businesses, it's like, oh, you can't talk to that one. Oh no, you're doing a hangout, I got to do it. You know, it's none of that here. Everybody is pulling each other up. We're elevating, you know, like Michelle said. I have never seen a company do this. It's always been these teams here, team there, and not what we're doing. And it's just awesome. As far as with Rex, yes, he is a beast, and I love him for it because, you know, he's there. I could call him up, he's there. Even today, it was his day off, I was able to reach him. I mean, those are things that really matter when you're building a business. He does workshops, and, you know, get back to the person who brought you here tonight. They're going to tell you all about the workshops. He does them every day except for Sunday. I mean, my God, you have everything available to you. Take advantage of it because we didn't have it. I've been in this industry for 15 years. I didn't have the tools that we have available. We focus a lot on the, you know, the free tools, so it's not like you're spending an arm and a leg. And no, we're not asking you to leave your business. You know, this is an enhancement. What we are teaching, you could take that information to your team and build them up, and you'll see such a difference. Seriously, I'm just really amazed at everything that's happening. I made a list of things. I've seen growth and development, assets to other, you know, to other companies, the availability, you know, everybody's available. We have different time zones. We're here. So, you know, it's global. We're doing a movement here, a huge movement. You know, I've been in the industry. I'm tired. I'm really tired of what's been going on. And to see this movement of people that are pulling together to make this, you know, our industry, our profession, the way it really should be, a people profession. You know, the technology, we're teaching you how to use it so you don't have to be frightened of doing a Google Hangout, doing videos. It's so easy. Picking up the phone, we'll teach you how to do that. All the things that, you know, was never taught to me, it's here. It's at your fingertips. So like I said, really get back to that person who brought you here. As far as with branding, we have our community here. Everybody, you know, we teach each other how to brand, how to get your word, you know, get your name out there. So people want to work with you. They need to know you first, to trust you, you know, they need to know you, to like you, to trust you. So those are huge things. I listened to Janet today, and Janet Legier, she's been in the industry for over 15 years. She said she got tired of corporate America, and she also saw the struggle, you know, of what's going on out there. So when people come to her, she does training, she does motivational. She's on Skype a lot, so if you're not familiar with that tool, we could go over that. But she has a lot of contacts on Skype. She always gives a motivational thing every day, you know, a little tidbit of what's going on. And she's a woman in our industry. I mean, nothing against men. Please don't take it that way. You know, but now it's time for the women to get, you know, to raise up. Because we are out there. There's no reason why we can't go out there and be the leaders that we need to be. You know, it's been, corporate America is a man's world. The internet marketing, it's been a man's world, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of guy friends that are great. But it's time. It's really time for the women to say, hey, we can do this. And bond together and pull together. No cat, you know, none of this cat biting and all that stuff. Everybody pull together, because that's the only way our profession's going to last. I mean, look at the economy. So anyway, going back to Janet, she talks about, again, every person that we have, you know, in the back office talks about building a list. You got to build that list. I mean, if I sat back and I was looking at all the emails, I'm in this social network, that social network, that, I was like, oh my God. And they were sitting there, and I said, whoa, this is time to communicate, because you don't know if that person needs what we're offering here. So really, the Legends Network is an asset, not take away from your company, but to help you build your company. So I hope everybody got, you know, some value from that. I know I covered a lot.
Absolutely. I haven't listened to her interview yet, so I'm totally gonna listen to that. And that just reminds me of a conversation I had with somebody today who was with a very well-known company that has generated a lot of leads but is getting no sales. And you know, I know what kind of emails that this company is sending out, and it's just pitch, pitch, pitch. And he's like, I just don't understand why people aren't buying from me. It's like, you don't understand. And that's why I offered him an opportunity to take advantage of the free trainings that we have to offer, because what we're doing, guys, is we are going to be sharing with you everything that we know. We I have 3 years of internet marketing experience. I've been doing it full time for a year. I've learned a lot. I've been with an internet marketing training company for a year, and that's all I did was I was in learning mode. And I spent a great, the last few months just branding myself primarily on Facebook, and it has definitely brought my business to the next level. And I want to share with you all these strategies that I'm using, as well as other people on this panel and other trainers that are having success in other areas, IBO toolbox, emailing, how to properly engage, how to properly speak to somebody. We've got some great methods on how to get leads for free that are network marketers, and we teach you how to reach out to them. I mean, guys, the possibilities are endless, but the key ingredient is making a connection. And if you are just going to hide behind the computer and just send out emails, you're not going to succeed. That's just all there is to it, unless you've got $50,000, $60,000 a month to throw in advertising. Would you guys agree? So with that said, I want to see if we can get Michelle on. Michelle, let's see if we can get you on, and let's try to unmute you and see if you can. I think I heard you.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
Yay! Hi everyone. Oh my goodness, so nice to connect with all you wonderful women and our boy Jeff. My gosh, did I just learn something then? Thank you. Oh my gosh, I am writing like crazy on all this stuff that I have just learned from you. Yep, I'm from Australia, so hi, and I am so pleased and so blessed to have met Michelle. I met Michelle about a year ago, Michelle, and we have been training and working together fully. And when you told me about the legends, I just really, being an Australian, I didn't know a lot of the names that are on those audios, but I did resonate with Darren Little. And once she mentioned that she was actually one of the interviews, I went, oh my gosh, I love what you do, and I love what we've been taught. And I'm so loving being a part of the change that is happening on the internet. I'm so thrilled that there's a change happening, and we're part of that change. It's amazing. I've been writing so much stuff down. I can't wait to listen to some of these interviews. Patrick Snow, Josh Peake, Jamie Pelez. I've actually listened to Ryan this morning, but to just be a part of a change, because so many people, including myself, have been bitten, and being bitten badly by, and it is true, there's chaos out there. It's crazy. It's just so good to feel so supported and to be given the value from all these wonderful legends of the internet. So I'm out there. I'm just out there talking to all my people, telling them the value that we're giving them. I'm so excited to be the Aussie on the team. And you know what? I still work. I work. I used to work 2 jobs, but now through working online, I've actually been able to give away 1 job and just slowly ease out of my second job. But I had 3 weeks off from my second job, and last night I went back to work for the first time after 3 weeks, and it was horrendous. It was the worst night. I had this lady actually make me cry, and I cried all the way home. All the way home in the car, I was driving, and I just thought, you know what? What I have got in the palm of my hand, and what I am so willing to help other people have, who wants a job? I mean, seriously, I am out there, and I will be part of this fabulous change. So, Michelle, thank you so much. This has just been a brilliant opportunity, and for anyone that has come on board to this Hangout and is listening to all these wonderful internet marketers and you've been brought on by these internet marketers, connect with them, start learning like what we're offering you with the free trainings and the audios. I am busting to get into it. I'm just busting. So that's it for me. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Love it, Michelle. Michelle, you're just so awesome. Oh, everybody on this panel, you are all so awesome. So awesome. Let me just tell you a little bit about what we're doing is this, the strategies that we are using with our team is really, really powerful. We're having a lot of success. And what we're doing is we're actually utilizing several ways to promote the Legends Network. And guys, if anything, look at what we're doing and mimic that, because I'm telling you, this is working. And one of the strategies that we're doing is we are actually utilizing a daily call that Val Smith does. And what it is, it's basically a call where you just invite people to listen to a call. Val Smith does all the presenting and closing of your prospects for you. So really all you do is just point them to a phone call. These are held Monday through Thursday. And there's 4 calls a day, and then in addition on Friday there's 2 calls a day, and then I believe there's also a Saturday and a Sunday call. And so there's a call, actually a live call this evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and these are live, so you actually get to hear Val live talk about how you can actually make money on this call. He literally gives you tips on how to make money. Okay, not only that, but this is where we kind of take it to the next level. Rex Smith, who is our leader, he actually does free internet marketing trainings via a webinar format. And what he does is he actually lets you look over his shoulder, and you actually can learn all these different methods. Last week he was talking about mindset, lead generation, IBO toolbox, lead capture pages, all these different methods of internet marketing. We've got some huge rock stars on our team. You literally can look over his shoulder. And he does that through a webinar format. He does that an hour before the live calls. And then what we do here at our team is we also give you the option of learning. Right now we're just teaching people basic Facebook strategies as highly effective on branding yourself. And we're going to also delve into other strategies as well. But right now we just started this last week, and we're doing basic Facebook training where we're teaching you how to utilize Facebook, how to brand yourself. And we do those twice a day. They're the same training twice a day, and that's held twice. That's held at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And but then in addition to that, we then give you the opportunity to learn more about the Legends Network. But most importantly, we invite you to listen to this amazing person, Val Smith, who, like I said, he actually shows you how to make money on the call. And so what I'm thinking that what we're going to do is, I think that what we should do is just kind of like do a little intro. We have a special treat for you that we'd like to share with you, and that is what Val has to say. And Laura, you do such a great job of transitioning over. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who Val Smith is again and why he's doing this, and let's give people the opportunity to listen a little bit more about the Legends Network and how and some of the tips that he gives on how they can actually start making money today.
Sure. Val Smith is a 36-year veteran in network marketing, and he used to be in a company, or he ran a company called Mentors in Motion, and I'm sure a lot of you listening to this are familiar with that. And he, sorry, my son is here. He's very passionate about network marketing, and he was retired, but he decided to come back into it because, like a lot of the panel members have said tonight, he saw some things going on in this industry that he wasn't very happy to see. A lot of negativity, a lot of just pitching and selling, and that's not what this is about. So he came back out to do these live calls. He's doing a 2-year commitment to the Legends Network where he's going to do these live calls, and he's going to be sharing information that anybody can use it for any business that you're promoting. He's going to give you little tidbits on every one of these live calls, on any one of the webinars that he's doing, to give you information about how you can you can build relationships with people, how you can show them how you can make money on the internet. And, you know, he just has a genuine concern for people, and that's why he's out here doing this. And, you know, we want to share that with you as well. You know, we're not going to hold him back and say he's just our guy. We're gonna keep him in our little bottle, and you can't have him. So, you know, we want to share that information with you. And you know, get back with the person. You know, if you like what you hear and you want to work with us and you want to be on this panel and you want to take your business to the next level, you know, get back to the person that brought you to this.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick screen share. We're going to show you. So you guys let me know if you can see my screen. Wait, hold on. Make sure I did that right. Make sure it's on me. Can you guys see my screen? Laura, can you let me know?
Yes, I see it.
Awesome. Okay. Really quickly, I want to make sure you have it, you see it. This is our daily call schedule. We invite you to jump on Monday through Thursday, 12, 4, 9, and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fridays, 12 and 4 Eastern Standard Time. Here's the phone number. It's 267-507-0240, and then it's 225-481#. And with that said, I am going to connect you to the webinar that is going to talk to you more about the Legends Network. And in this, you guys, he is going to show you how to make money on this call. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and start that and get back with the person who invited you to this if you have more questions. Okie dokie. Let me go ahead and get that started.
We're going to get started right now. I want to thank every single one of you personally for taking the time to get on this call. Really appreciate your kindness in showing up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a very interesting scenario, unlike any other conference presentation you've ever been a part of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you how to make money on this call. You know, usually when you go to a call, you hear people talk about a product, a company, compensation plan, they give you testimonials, and then they tell you to get back to the person put you on the call, right? I'm going to do something a little bit more innovative, something a little bit more inspiring, something a little bit more exciting. I'm actually going to show you how a business is built as I take you through this presentation, okay? So this is going to be pretty exciting for every single one of you. I want you to think about that big, glorious universe out there called the Internet, okay? The Internet is a very, very powerful, infinite environment. It's really incredible. And right now, while you're all watching or listening to this call, depending on what part of the world you're in, there are millions and millions of people out there on the Internet vying for people's attention, looking for different methodologies and you know, different methods of operation in order to create financial independence. And so what's happening out there is you've got this big, massive population of people out there looking for ways to make money. And so what they do is they gravitate to the home-based business arena. And so if you really sit back and you pull yourself back and you step back for a moment, I want you to think about how much time is being wasted. I want you to think about how much money is being spent on things that are not going to work for most people. All right? I just want you to think about those things as you're sitting here on this call. And there's a big emphasis towards tools in marketing concepts, in traffic, in solo ads, in social networking. But my big question is, if you're spending copious amounts of time blogging and doing all these wonderful things, which is probably the right thing to do, how are you converting that traffic? I can't tell you how many people I know that talk to me about getting leads, and they open up their back offices and they show me their contact manager, and they have 340 leads or, you know, 3,732 leads. I say, what are you going to do with that? And they say, well, I'm just going to let the automated system close them. And I scratch my head. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I don't think I'm dumb either. And I scratch my head and I say, you're really not going to contact these people? They say, no. We have an automated system and it's going to do the work for me. So I don't know if it's me or what, but that's not how you build a business. So here's what I'm thinking. What if we were to teach everybody to channel that traffic, use their funnels, their tunnels, their tsunami systems, and bring or invite all these people to a live event? And the beautiful thing about these live events, nobody has to leave home. We've got a gentleman on the line in the UK right now. We got a gentleman on the line from the Philippines right now. We've got people on all over the world right now listening to this or viewing it in some cases. Now, what if we were to allow people to stay at home, but just have one big party and allow me to be the host? I'll do the talking. I'll do the entertaining. I'll show you how to make money. Wouldn't that be a really cool system? You see, in the home-based business community, we make things so difficult. We make it so complex. When all you need to do is study history and see that it's very easy to make money. All you need to do is learn how to invite people to a party. And it doesn't have to be a home party. It can be in a webinar room. It can be on a Google Hangout. It can be on a conference bridge. There are just so many other avenues out there to make it comfortable and secure for people around the world. And so here's my proposition to every single one of you. Why not let me be your proxy or your spokesperson? You can spend all the time you want on the internet, do what it is you need to do, but let me do the closing for you. Because that's what I am. I'm a traffic converter. And I do it for a living. I don't do it for a living. I'm a spokesperson. I close people. That's why I do these calls, to share data, to share information, to let people evaluate it, assess it, and then they have the ability to say yes or no. And usually 70% of the people are really bright and intelligent that come to these calls, and hopefully 100%, but we usually have about 60 to 70% that say yes. So if I can do that for you, watch what happens to your financial income. It's going to skyrocket through the roof. I've been using this system for a number of years. I've been in this arena for about 36 years, and I've used this system to generate over $600 million in sales for companies. We've put over 2.2 million people in network marketing using this system, teaching people to be appointment setters and just teach people how to invite them to a call and let me be the spokesperson. The biggest number that we ever did in the shortest period of time, we used this exact system that I'm showing you right now today, and I'm demonstrating it live right here on this webinar. Basically, we put 283,000 people in 3 companies in 7.5 months, inviting people to live events and keeping the live events snowballing every single day. You see, what I'm doing right now is I'm doing 4 live calls per day. 4 live calls per day. What we're doing is we're keeping the team busy. We're getting them invited. We're getting them to invite people as well. And the beautiful thing about it is, by keeping people busy, they're not distracted with all the other chaos on the internet. And that's what happens to a lot of companies. That's what happens to a lot of great products. They collapse because they lose the attention of people because they're waiting for presentations 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 2 times a week. Here we're doing them 4 times a day live, where a live trained professional carrier pigeon is delivering a message on your behalf. So the beautiful thing is we couple the internet with a real live human being that can be your spokesperson. You don't have to worry about rejection. You don't have to worry about explaining it. My skill is in doing that. That's what I'm a professional at doing, explaining and communicating to people so they can make the right decision. So what I want to do with you right now is I want to show you some numbers, because I'm sure many of you are intelligent and you're probably number crunching and you want to see how this would work in all practicality. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use the name Shannon. You're out there on the line, Shannon. I'm going to use Shannon right now as an example. And let's say Shannon and I were going to team up and we were going to build a particular business. Now, Shannon and I are not going to join a company. People that join companies don't make money. They become spectators. It's easy to join something. All you have to do is spend a little bit of money, fill out an application, and you're in. But what you want to be doing is you want to be in launch mode. There's a big difference between launch mode. If you study anyone that's making money on the internet, they're not sitting and joining deals. When they get involved, they engage. They get excited. They get motivated. They get inspired. They start moving. A person who is launching is in motion at all time. A person who is joining is sitting at all time. They're spectators. So Shannon, you and I are not going to be sitting around waiting for something to happen. We're going to knock it out of the ballpark right now. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to utilize the great big beautiful universe called the internet. We're going to use the internet to generate traffic, to generate prospects, to generate leads, as some of you might know it as. And what we're going to do, Shannon, is we're going to invite them to a party. And we're going to be hosting 4 live events a day. And I get to be the presenter. So Shannon, this is how we do it. Hypothetically speaking, on a Monday morning, I'd like you to invite 5 people to the first call. 5 people to the first call at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning. And you know what, Shannon? I'm going to invite 5 people too. So now, how many people do we have on that call? We have 12, but forget Shannon and I. We have 10 brand new guests. So what I need to do with those 10 brand new guests is I need to teach them a better way of life. I need to teach them a powerful leveraging mechanism so they can generate positive cash flow. And we're going to do that in about 30 to 45 minutes. Okay? At the end of that presentation, Shannon, we're going to say, folks, I want you to show your commitment to your success by putting 5 people each on the next call. When's that going to happen? It's going to happen at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, I'm quoting Eastern Standard Time here in the United States, or North America. Okay? 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All right? Shannon, if we had 10 people inviting 5 people back using the internet to generate traffic, inviting people from social networks, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it may be, we're now going to have 50 people on the second call. Pretty cool? Pretty cool. Now, folks, am I doing a 3-way call? No. Am I doing a one-on-one presentation? No. What am I doing? I'm utilizing the air in my lungs, the time and space that I have now that's gone forever, and I'm investing it in 50 people right now. I'm not waiting for an automated system to get the job done maybe 2-3 weeks down the road. I want to get it done today. I want to get it done like right now. We replicate that same process with the 50 people. We teach them a better way of life. We show them the power of leverage. We show them positive cash flow. We show them a done deal, working in their advantage. Okay? At the end of that presentation, we say, folks, I want to show your success by putting 5 people each on the next call. If you had 50 putting 5 people on the next call, what's that? You've got 250 people on the third call. That's a beautiful thing. I've now got a live audience. And then we replicate the same process again for the last call at the end of the day at 11 o'clock, hypothetically speaking, if that were indeed the time. 250 people inviting 5. You're going to have 1,250 people on the last call. So let's take a look at the numbers. All by inviting, utilizing technology to attract the people, and then letting a live trained professional spokesperson deliver the message on your behalf. You talk to 10, 50, 250, 1250, 1,560 people. Is there anyone on this line that can do 1,560 3-way calls today or one-on-one presentations? Is there anyone that can interact with 1,560 people today on the internet? And please don't tell me you're doing it through automation. I don't want to hear that. I'm talking about you. Probably not. Okay? So what if you had somebody that will do this for you for free? Will not charge you anything to do it and put the system in place. That's going to be pretty exciting stuff. But now, for those of you that are realists, because, you know, you got to be a realist, right? You all know that 1,560 people aren't going to show up. Out of the 1,560 people that are supposed to show up, let me eliminate some of that population. Some people just mentally go on strike, and they just don't show up. So out of the 1,560, let's say 1,460 that mentally go on strike. And that means only 100 people actually had the integrity to show up to the call. Okay? And out of the 100 people, let's say my presentation skills were only good enough to get 50% of the people to say yes, they'd love to be a part of history in the making, something phenomenal beyond their wildest dreams. Okay? What's 50% of 100? That would be 50. So Shannon, let me ask you this question. What if we were to do that on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, 5 days a week? Replicate that process, 4 calls a day. Averaging 50 people a day coming into the business. Shannon, would you be happy with 50 a day? That's 250 a week. Times 4 weeks in a month, 1,000. Times 12 months in a year. That's 12,000 people on your success team. Part of the family. Isn't that exciting? 12,000 people. You know how many people around the world would be truly excited just to have a spokesperson do all that for them for free? Do all the presentations and allow them to finally build the business that they could only dream about but never saw come to fruition? That is absolutely amazing. But the truth is, the 12,000 people, I would hope would be a lot bigger than that in all honesty, because I'm used to putting about 200,000 people in a year in a deal. Never mind 12,000. But I just wanted to show you some of the low-case scenarios. We could absolutely blow this out of the water big time. So for those of you that are sitting in the background right now, we want you to come launch with us. Let me do all the presentations on your behalf. We'll be doing webinars every day all over the world. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. and I want to do everything I can to help you build your business, and particularly this business that I'm going to share with you right now. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Val Smith. I'm a professional marketer. I've been in marketing for 36 years. It's hard to believe I'm actually saying 36 years I've been playing this game for. It's absolutely amazing. I've graduated from nitwit marketer to network marketer to corporate executive to starting my own company in 2001, July 29th. We ran it for 2001 to 2006, Mentors in Motion. Put almost 200,000 people through that system in that period of time at $500 a pop. That was kind of like $91 million in global worldwide sales. That was phenomenal. And then we had 2006, and 2006 became a whole new generation of marketer. A younger breed of marketers stepped up to the plate, and they realized, hey, old school marketing might not be working. Maybe they just didn't want to evolve. Maybe they just didn't want to grow. So they started teaching people methodologies that were totally automated. A lot of terminologies out there were kind of like, hey, stay in bed and be brain dead and make $30,000, $40,000 a month doing nothing. Join our team now. No recruiting, no sponsoring, no downline building, no nothing to do. Just, total automation and different forms of interesting manipulation. And a lot of people made a lot of money. Trust me, I know people out there that made that millions of dollars doing that stuff. But I'm really glad it's 2014 now, because I'm seeing people coming out of the black cloud. I'm seeing people realizing now that there's an opportunity to make a lot of money by building relationships and connecting and bonding with real live human beings. I think that's extremely, extremely, extremely important. So here we are in 2014. And what I want to do with you is I want to share with every single one of you a powerful concept today that is history in the making. This is something that's going to explode. It's going to go viral around the world. Once all the systems in place to do this, look out. This is going to be hot. This is going to be exciting. Especially for college and university kids. They're going to explode this thing big time. Once they catch on to the fire here, it's going to be awesome. Let me tell you what it is. It's a concept that's been stirring in my brain since 2007. I got involved in a conversation with a friend of mine that owns a multi-level marketing company. They're a 15-year-old multi-level marketing company out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. We agreed to do a joint venture. My idea, my invention, my concept, they get to own it. I just wanted to MC the show. They had everything I needed, but I didn't want to do. They had a company, customer support, computer programming. They've been paying checks for 15 years. So if you're going to launch something, does it not make sense to do a launch with an already stable, functional company as opposed to doing a pre-launch out of your garage and having all the instability and all the terrible things that happen out there? So we came to a conclusion that we would do this together, and I get to be like the Ryan Seacrest of American Idol. Just kidding. But I get to be the MC of the show. I get to host the show. The name of the concept is called the legendsnetwork.com. This is something that's passionate to my heart. This is something that the home-based business community all over the world has been crying out for years. But nobody had the guts to do it until now. And what it is, it's history in the making unlike anything you've ever seen before. The legendsnetwork.com is an online audio magazine. It's not a magazine that you touch and feel and you get in the mail. You're not going to be able to flip pages and look at fancy pictures and advertising and things like that. Basically, what it is, it's an online audio product. And you get instantaneous access to a back office by using a name and a user code, all right, or a password and a username and a password to get in. And you'll have access every month to brand new content. And the content is spectacular. This is me interviewing the greatest minds in the world out there in the marketplace today in marketing. I mean, an all-star cast of incredible individuals that dominate, control everything they do. These are people that can walk into any company on the planet in the home-based business arena and make so much money, or at least be top producers. Definitely, within the top 3, 4, 5, or 6 people in the company, big time. Let me give you names of some of the big superstars behind the scenes here. Richard Stevenson, Rex Harris, Ryan Gunnis, Josh Peet, James Holmes, Darren Little, Evan Klassen, Jeff Steven, Craig Caron, Janet Legere, Terry Duff, Jeff Mills, Greg Gomez, Alan Hordell, Dr. Stan Harris, Patrick Snow, Michelle Grigsby, and Angel, and so many more. It is unbelievable, all the superstars that are stepping up to the plate all over the world, coming into the Legends Network as product providers and allowing me to interview them, where you get to be literally a fly on the wall and listen into these interviews. It's kind of like somebody interviewing the greatest magicians in the world and getting them to disclose how they're really performing these phenomenal illusions that are just absolutely breathtaking. For the first time in history, you're going to have a global, worldwide amalgamation, encyclopedia, phenomenal library of gifted, talented people in the back office. In every month, you can subscribe to new editions, and we're putting up like 4 or 5 new interviews per month in the back office. Eventually, there'll be well over 2,000 interviews in the back office, and what we're creating is the most powerful, the most potent global, worldwide upline that you could possibly imagine. This will help you build any business you're building out there today. This is absolutely 100% generic. Then the beautiful thing about this is when I'm doing these interviews, it's not about the person being interviewed pitching their deal. They are really, really, really relinquishing information that you cannot even begin to put a price tag on. So what I want to do right now very quickly is I want to introduce you to a young, wonderful lady out of beautiful Kentucky. Her name is Sherry Higdon. Sherry came to us about 3 weeks ago, and Sherry got so overly excited about this, she's taken on a major leadership role. She's done incredible things coming out of the gate, and we have no idea where she came from, but she's a blessing in disguise. I want her to share with you her perspective and what her meaning is. Take this from somebody that didn't even have the opportunity to think about putting this together for the last 8 years, somebody that didn't know it was even going to happen over a period of time. She just kind of came in and she gravitated to the concept overnight. It's been absolutely an amazing journey with Sherry, and she's definitely going to be one of the top leaders here. Sherry Higdon, are you out there?
Yes, sir, I am. Can you hear me?
You sound wonderful. What are your feelings about the Legends Network, and what does it truly mean to you?
Well, you know, Val, I cannot skip this. I have to say this every time because I am always, and I always will be, if it's one time, if it's 50 times that you allow me the opportunity to come on this platform with you and talk about what is here, I'm honored to do so, and I thank you for the privilege to do so. So I never want to take that for granted, and I won't. I am absolutely in love with network marketing, have been since I was first introduced to it. And my real passion is promoting entrepreneurs and leadership. So combine those things together, and that's it. And what we have here, when I came here, and I have to be honest, when I first got the call from someone about it, I didn't think I was open at the time. You know, I'm doing my deal, and I'm like, I wasn't even open, but something just compelled me to go to that call because he asked me to. And you know what? The rest is history. I saw it, I got it, and the more I began to see what was there, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just phenomenal. This is a place where leaders will come and legends will walk out. You'll walk in one way and out the other if you really grasp what is here. So I got back there in that library, and I started listening to these interviews, and he's right. It's not about someone just introducing themselves and pitching a deal. They are talking to you. What would it be worth to you to be able to sit across the table for someone like Richard Stevenson? And I want to stop right here and just say this, folks. If you have not heard this man speak, if you have not gotten back there and heard his audio, his is the very first one you will hear that interview when you go back there. I promise you that you're going to be kicking yourself in the butt someday if this man leaves this planet and you're like, you know what, I had the opportunity to reach out to this man, to sit and listen to his wisdom and let him speak into my life, and I didn't take advantage of that. Holy moly, I'm telling you, that is special. You know, that is special, and that's here with us. You can bring your team here. Like he said, this is a non-compete. This is not something, I know what you're thinking out there as network marketers, oh, I got my deal over here, and I'm doing that. Well, that's fine. You do that. But you bring your team here, and you let these leaders speak into them and speak wisdom to them and teach. Yes, there'll be marketing strategies back there. There'll be all of that. But please listen between the lines when you're hearing that stuff. These people are speaking from their heart. They're telling you some of the journey that they went through to get here. And have we not all been through a ditch about 10 years deep, 10 years long, 10 years wide to try to make this thing happen? Everybody started from somewhere like that. But to hear someone that has made it to the level that a Val Smith or Richard Stevenson or some of these other folks have gotten to, and they're turning around sharing that with you, my goodness. I just hope and pray that as marketers and entrepreneurs that you don't overlook the value of what is here. That is so, so important. Get back there, listen to those audios, and let me just tell you a little something. You know where these legends are today? You know where a lot of these folks are? You go back to that library and you listen to their audios. You know where a lot of them are today? They're sitting on this call. because they didn't fall off the tater wagon yesterday. They know where real leadership is. They know that the masses are going to be drawn to this because of what it represents. And they know that they can bring their teams here and nurture them and watch leaders rise to the top. I'm telling you, I am seeing people within my team. It's literally exploding. I can't even get ready for the day. I get up to have my time in the morning with the CEO of my life, and I'm praying over my team, and I'm doing. My Facebook is blowing up. My phone is blowing up. I'm telling you, I am loving it because I know I have something here that's the real deal. Something this industry has not had in forever, years and years and years. People have gotten lost in this sea of autoresponders and capture pages, and you know what? Good luck getting a hold of some of those people. And I'm not saying those things are evil or wrong. There's a place for things like that. But at the end of the day, if you bring me into something and you say you're going to be a leader for me, you're going to be that team leader, you're going to be that person I can look up to, I need to be able to reach out to you. What are you going to do when Gertie the goldfish dies? I love Gertie. Who's going to be there to support me? Where's my family? You're supposed to be my family. And that's what you can create here with the Legends Network. I am so grateful that I did not shut out the opportunity to get on that call and listen to this and then look at it. Just sit back and look at what could become here, and took the steps to make that happen. And the doors are just blowing off for it. So again, I hope as leaders you see this. Do not shun it because you think you got your thing over here. Please love your people enough to bring them into something that can groom them to be leaders and let them know they're plugged into somebody who really honestly cares about them and can change their life forever. That's what you have here. It's what I hope you see. Y'all have a good day. Be blessed.
Thank you so much, Sherry. That was absolutely wonderful. And, speaking of some of the leaders here, I'm thinking about people like Darren Little. Darren Little reveals how he pulled in over $40,000 in income in 30 days without spending one penny on advertising. I think of Dr. Stan Harris. He reveals the 5 qualities of leadership that people really need to understand out there. He said, Val, there's 5 qualities of leadership, and not all of it is true leadership at all. He says there are some people out there that are, perceived to be leaders out there, but they're basically like wolves in sheep's clothing. So it was really interesting to hear his concepts. Patrick Snow, the great Patrick Snow, absolutely unbelievable content. He shared one idea with me in the first 15 minutes that I'm definitely going to take advantage of. For those of you that like creative writing, blogging, you just like to share your ideas, your thoughts on paper, you can turn that into a multi-million-dollar business, and he explains how that's done in the first 15 minutes. He pulled out the holy grail tool for him, and I think for many others, that will allow you amazing leveraging. Even if you're nobody today, you can be a superstar tomorrow, all because of this one tool that he used to pull it off. Absolutely, truly amazing. I think of Terry Duff, and I think Terry Duff, really amazing guy, showing you how you can create copy out there so people actually love to buy things from you. I'd never heard that before. I'm kind of a relationship guy, and Terry shows you how to basically put relationships into automation in a really big way. Jeff Mills sharing with you some unbelievable Facebook software that he uses, and he puts a disclaimer behind that software too, because he can do some pretty incredible things with that software that allows him to pull out anyone he wants in Facebook. Somebody that's talking about a cavity with their tooth, an ingrown toenail, somebody that wants to lose weight, somebody that wants to, look beautiful, vanity groups, and he actually gets the names. So he can pull out, anywhere if he wants an extra 7, 8, 9, 10,000 leads a day. He talks about that. He talks about the power of delegation in management. Jeff and I both come from the same school of thought. We both don't believe that our plates are full and that we're too busy to make money. We know how to make money while we're busy, and that's through a concept called delegation. And unfortunately, there's so many people in this industry that say, well, I'm just not interested. Well, my plate's too full. Those are amateurs. Professionals never have their plate too full. Professionals never, ever, ever avoid making more money. That's what it's all about in this industry, and Jeff talks a little bit about that as well too. So the content is priceless. It is absolutely amazing. Another gentleman, Evan Klaas, and I just got to put Evan in here very quickly. Evan showed us how he builds organizations recruiting top leaders, and you know what his special tool is, his special weapon is? It's a camera. He uses a 35 millimeter camera to recruit, and you've got to see how that's done in the back office. It is absolutely amazing. I'm just astonished at some of the methodologies people are using here. So how do you put a value on that? How do you begin to put a price tag on here when you could literally forget an opportunity that we have here, but literally take the content out of the back office and turn that into a multi-million-dollar income just with the information alone? That is priceless to me. And Sherry, once again, thank you so much for sharing that. When we put this together, I wanted to make this affordable for every man, woman, child, single parent on welfare, and college and university student. And I mean that to be true, because what we did here is we attached an opportunity here for everyone to benefit financially. So what I want to do right now is I want to teach every single one of you what I'd like to call a simple exercise in prosperity. Okay? Okay, cool. So get a pen and a piece of paper, or you know, if you're typing right now on your keyboard, feel free to use that as well too. But take some notes here. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. I'm not going to say this is the greatest compensation plan in the world, but I'm going to say it's extremely incredible. I'm going to tell you that there's only 2 companies in the universe that I know that are using this compensation plan, and we just happen to be one of them. Okay? So hopefully enjoy what I call a simple exercise in prosperity here, and let's see if I can show every single one of you how to leverage yourself into positive cash flow. Ready, set, go. From the second month on, it's $24.99 a month. Write that down. From the second month on, it's $24.99 a month. Okay? And that's going to be our back end. That's going to create lifetime residual income. On the front end, the price tag is a little bit higher. And the reason why I had to do that is I wanted a healthy balance. I wanted a healthy balance here. I wanted people to be able to come out of the gate making money so they could tap into the live calls and be paid every Friday to have enough money coming in to keep their attention here so they wouldn't have to be, you know, straying around out there looking for something new and exciting because, you know, they're just lost. A lot of people are lost in this industry, believe it or not. So on the front end, it's one-time, lifetime, $129.95. $129.95. Let me see this. $129.95. Got to get that clear. One-time, lifetime in the first month, and then from the second month on, it's $24.99. Sound cool? Awesome. Okay, here's the breakdown. Let's say that I'm listening to this call today. I'm on the webinar. I'm watching it. I decide I want in. Let's say the person, hypothetically, that invited me to the call was Sherry. Okay, you just heard Sherry's voice a few minutes ago. So Sherry invites me to look at this webinar, view it, access it, be on a live call, whatever it is I want to do. I get back to Sherry and say, Sherry, may I please have your link? That was absolutely amazing. It was exciting. I see the light. This is what the industry's been crying out for years. I am coming in. So I go to Sherry's website, all right? I subscribe, I hit submit, and I'm in. I make my payment, $129.95, I'm in. Sherry, on that $129.95, you make a $50 fast start bonus on your first sale. Sherry, you had a second person that's viewing this content somewhere in the world today, and that person's name's probably Joel. Joel listens to the presentation, and if you know anything about Joel, he loves being around the lifestyle of the rich and famous. He loves being around people like the Rodeo Drive celebrities and the superstars and sports athletic in the sports athletic world out there. Joel loves being around the posh people in society. So Joel's going to gravitate to this because he loves being around the legends, and Joel's going to get back and he's going to ask you for your link, Sherry, because that's all you have to do is copy and paste your link, send it back to him. Joel's going to subscribe. Sherry, you make another $50 fast start bonus. 2 sales. You really didn't have to say a word. You made $100, 1 presentation. Not too bad, but you know what, Sherry, gets a little bit more exciting than that. Because you have a third sale, and that third sale is Shannon. Shannon hears the presentation. She says, oh my gosh, this is where I want to be. Shannon comes in at $129.95. Sherry, you're going to make a $50 fast start bonus, and you're going to get a $30, you ready for this? A $30 coded bonus on top of the 50. You've now got to raise $80. From your third sale on to eternity, from your third sale on to infinity, from your third sale on the horizontal pay line, I like to call it a horizontal pay line, you'll now receive $80 per person for life. Once you do the first 2 sales, every sale is $80 to infinity on the horizontal pay line, okay? Now think about it. For those of you that are seasoned and polished on the internet, you're list building, you've got a big following, whatever that may be, you have an opportunity to capitalize big time. Some of these people that I know out there on the internet, they'll end up bringing maybe 1,000 people in their first couple months. That'll be like $80,000 in income, never mind the first 2 sales. That could be exciting for people that know how to dominate and control the internet. Now, some of you are probably asking the question, what happened to the $30 on the first 2 sales? That's a good question. On the very first 2 sales, what we did is we implemented a system where we pass up the first 2 $30 codes. It's not like those 2-up systems where you have to give up your first 2 sales. We're just passing up the $30 code. Now, why is that so powerful? Well, that's a great question. Watch this. You ready? Remember that 3rd sale Sherry made? That person's name was Shannon. Shannon's now going to start building her team out. She's going to want to bring in her first 2. And those people are going to want to bring in their first 2. And those people are going to want to bring in their first 2. All the way down, you're creating what's called a power leg, a power line, a success line. I call it a down line. So Shannon's going to be building a down line underneath her. And on the first 2 sales, all the way down line, the $30 coded goes all the way up to Sherry. So now just imagine on that 3rd pay line, if Sherry had 400 people manifest, meaning come to reality underneath Shannon all the way down. She's not recruiting, she's not sponsoring these people. It's just the perpetual motion of how a downline is developed. Sherry, multiply 30 times 400. That's going to give you $12,000 in income. Now, why would somebody say, no, I don't want to pay $129.95 to access the greatest legends in the industry out there? Imagine somebody saying, well, that's too expensive, I can't afford it. You can't afford not to when you see that type of income coming in through the $30 coded just in the first month alone. That's exciting stuff. Now, let's take a look at the 4th sale. What about the 5th sale? What about the 6th sale, the 7th sale that Sherry might have developed along that horizontal infinite pay line at $80 a pop? What happens is they start to germinate and manifest an organization underneath them. Downlines start to grow down. Sherry will be paid $30 per person that comes to fruition within that organization. That's pretty exciting stuff. So if you multiply the fact that Sherry might have 2,000 people underneath her in the first month, $129.95 category, multiply 2,000 times 30. That would give Sherry potentially $60,000 in income. And just imagine if she said, well, my plate's too full, I'm just not interested. She would have walked away from potentially tens of thousands of dollars unlike anything you've ever seen before. And she's not recruiting or sponsoring these people. It's just the manifestation and the replication taking place underneath it. Isn't that amazing? That's in the first month alone. So I showed you $80 to infinity on the horizontal pay line. I showed you $30 on the vertical drop, which is known as a downline, call it a power leg, a power line, success line, whatever you want. $30 a pop is an awful lot of money for every individual that develops within that organization. Now let's take a look at the lifetime residual income. Think about how college and university students all over the world could benefit from this. They can now earn tens of thousands of dollars while they're going to school. They won't have to worry about having rich parents or parents that have to mortgage the house or waiting for their grandparents to die in order to get an inheritance. These young people today are already involved in social networking. They understand how to play the game. They're just not getting paid to do it. Well, now we can show them how to make $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a month while they're going to school. They can now graduate, instead of graduating with MBAs and PhDs in poverty because they have $30,000, $40,000, $80,000, $200,000 student loans, we can now show them how to become dorm room millionaires. Thank you, Dave, for that. Dorm room millionaires. And guess what? They can now graduate from college and university with an MBA. It's a massive bank account. Okay, that's pretty exciting. So here's how this works. Back-end residual lifetime income. Second month on is $24.99 a month. Okay? Now, remember Sherry? That could be you. Sherry, we're going to put you at the top. And underneath you, we have what's called the 2x15 matrix. That's where it works in the duplication method all the way down, okay? So it goes 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 120, 256, 512, 1024, 2048. Whew! I didn't even breathe to do that. Wasn't that amazing? What happens is we have a structure that doubles all the way down, 15 levels. Now, Sherry's at the top in this case for this example. Now, remember myself, Val, remember Joel, remember Shannon. We'll move underneath Sherry, and several others will that she brought into the business too, but there's no guarantee we're going to get the frontline position because some people are already getting spillover. We had one guy that had spillover 128 people before he even got his second sale. That's absolutely unbelievable. So what happens is we'll take in the next available positions from left to right. Just like a computer printer going from left to right, dropping down 15 levels. Isn't that amazing? Like 15 lines writing a letter? That's exciting stuff. Sherry, did you know at $24.99 per month, that matrix has the potential to pay you out $64,000? That's pretty exciting. $64,000 a month in income, potentially speaking, if you manifest and create a full 2x15 matrix. But the beautiful thing about this matrix is a lot of people say, well, will the matrix stall? Will it slow down? Never has to. You know why? Have you ever seen a space shuttle come back to Earth? What happens with the space shuttle is it goes through a concept called re-entry. And when you see a space shuttle come back to Earth, it gets really hot. It has these special tiles underneath it to basically reflect the heat. And so what happens is we have the same methodology here. It's called re-entry into the matrix. Sherry, what happens if you sponsor two, Val and Joel, who sponsor their two, whoever we sponsor, you get a second profit center. We call it re-entry. And that second profit center falls underneath your downline in the next available position in the matrix. You now get to create a whole 2x15 matrix again within your main 2x15 matrix, generating another 15 levels. So in total, you're getting paid potentially 30 levels. Sherry, you can recreate this as many times as you want. Two who sponsor two, two sponsor two, two sponsor two. You can have more and more positions in the matrix. You're driving it deeper. You're creating momentum. You're putting fire underneath the original downline. They're going to get excited. But not only will you be doing that, we estimate that 1 in 19 people will be recreating a new profit center. For every 19 people that come in, we're looking at approximately one new recreation of a profit center. And so what happens is you've got the downline recreating new profit centers. They don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay the $129.40. You don't have to pay the $24.99 a month for it. It's complimentary. They come back in and move further downline, which means we keep flipping the matrix, flipping the matrix, flipping the matrix, potentially speaking. That can be pretty exciting stuff. Okay? Doubling, quadrupling your income. Now, the other beautiful thing about this matrix, folks, is we have something called the 100% matching bonus. And the 100% matching bonus is a perfect example would be this. Let's say Sherry, who started this matrix, let's say she sponsored Val. That's myself. If I go out and I make $2,700 this month, Sherry, you get a 100% matching bonus check on that. $2,700 to you based on my income within the matrix. Now, what about Joel? What if Joel goes out there and he makes $4,200 this month? Sherry, you get another $4,200 bonus check. And then Shannon, she goes out and makes $6,700 this month. Sure, you pick another $6,700 out of it. So $6,700 for Shannon, $42 on Joel, and $23 on me, or whatever I said that I was going to make. That can be pretty exciting. Extra income on top of your already $64,000 potentially, plus your $80 fast start bonuses to infinity, plus those $30 vertical drops, building the downline in the first month. That can become really exciting income. Okay, so now let's just take a look at this. Let me just recap. So we got this incredible online audio magazine that's never been created before with all the superstars in the back office. We've got $80 fast starts. We got $30 fast starts. We've got matching bonuses. We got $64,000 to in a 2x15, and then re-entries that are allowing you to drive the matrix deeper and deeper and deeper, making more money on a monthly basis on the residual. That's almost like the Katy Perry song, Fireworks. You've got money. You got money. Did you hear? I was stuttering there. Money coming at you in all different directions. All right? This is really exciting stuff when you see how it works. Now, we've got one incredible feature. I'm almost finished the presentation here. We got one incredible feature of this compensation plan that I totally fell in love with. Here's how it works. Let's say I wanted to make money in this project, but I might not have a lot of time in my life to focus 100% here. But is there an opportunity to make a significant amount of money if I only ever sponsored one person in the legendsnetwork.com? Now, in almost 99.9% of the other companies out there, it's virtually impossible to do that. Not totally, but virtually. Okay? Watch this. Sherry, let's say you invited me to this call, and I'm listening to this call for the very first time. I'm partially excited, but I get back and say, well, I don't know if I have a lot of time to do it. My plate's pretty full. I've got 4 other companies I'm working with right now. You say, well, Val, why don't you just come in order to access the content, check it out, the content, and I'll help you manage your team. All you have to do is send traffic to the calls, and all the presentations are done for you. So I say, well, okay, you know what? I can do that. So I'm subscribed for $129.95. Sherry, you'd make $50, and I'm in. Reluctantly, I'm in because I have other things going on, right? But now watch how powerful this whole dynamic with Sherry and myself becomes very quickly, if I'd walked away from this thing, I'm not interested and I just don't have any time, it would have been the worst thing I could have did. It would have haunted me for years, and I'll show you why right now. Sherry saved my life on this deal. Watch this. You ready? I'm busy doing other things, but I send some traffic to the call. And one of those people that listens to the call happens to be a guy named Joel Shapiro. So Joel listens to the call, and Joel just goes bananas. He just goes, you know, off the wall when he hears this. He goes ballistic. He loves this stuff. He loves being around people that drive Bentleys and Rolls Royces and high-end automobiles and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff. He loves being around the lifestyles of the rich and famous, which is what this is. And so Joel wants to get involved. So he gets back to me because I sent him to the call. He says, hey, Val, he says, I love what I heard. I want to get involved. I say, well, Joel, just so you know, I'm really not focused on that. I'm busy doing a few other things, but I might come back to it later. But here's my link. So I give Joel my link, and I make $50. Not bad, considering I'm not really doing this. And then Joel goes out and makes his first sale. Joel makes $50. I make nothing. Joel goes out and makes his second sale. He makes $50. I make nothing. Joel goes out and makes his third sale. And as a matter of fact, if any of you know anything about Joel, Joel will put about 200 people in this like really quick. That's just the way he operates for some reason. I don't know why, but he'll put 200 people in this really quick. Seems to do that in any program he gets involved in. So Joel puts 200 people in, hypothetically speaking, and he makes $80 a person. Does anyone know what 80 times 200 is? I believe it's about $16,000. 10,000 of that 16,000 would have been $50 fast starts. 6,000 of that 16,000 would have came from $30 coded bonuses. Now check this out. This is absolutely unbelievable. Remember me? I didn't even want to really do it. I wasn't interested. My plate's full and all that other garbage that goes along with it. Watch what happens. Joel, those $30 codes that you got, I get a 100% match on that. I get $6,000 put into my back office, even though I really didn't want to be here. Isn't that unbelievable? When Joel makes $30, I make $30. The very first two people that you invite to the show, the very first two people that you subscribe or have subscribed to your business and being a part of this, you want them to be producers. You know why? Because that's where the money is. On the first two and the first two only, not your third, fourth, or fifth, but your first two and your first two only, you get a 100% matching bonus. Every time one of those people, or the second person as well too, makes a $30 coded bonus on Fast Start, you get a $30 coded bonus as well too. That is absolutely beyond brilliant in a comp plan. Now let me share with you very quickly what this would look like for me, the person that wasn't interested, too busy, nah, not interested, got too much on my plate. Watch this. You ready? Joel, you know those 200 people you brought in? What happens is those 200 people start to build down the vertical drop, what's called the down line, power leg, power line, no balancing, whatever, not like the binaries, it's just pure profit, okay? Joel's going to make $30 per person in every one of those 200 legs. And let's say within those 200 legs, after 4 or 5 months down the road, Joel creates a team of at least 9,000 people. So that means Joel's going to get 9,000 times 30. 9,000 times 30, I believe mathematically, that's $270,000. Now remember me, the person that hasn't even been to a call, hypothetically speaking, I wasn't interested, I didn't want to do this. I pick up a bonus check in my account history part of the back office. You just go in the back office, click on account history. I would see $270,000 sitting there, all because I planted a seed in the legendsnetwork.com. Just imagine if I had the human mental capacity to say, no, I'm not interested. This is not for me. I'm too busy. I got too much on my plate. Honestly, I would be having nightmares for the rest of my life knowing I walked away from putting 1 or 2 people in that could financially take care of my life. And if Joel ever makes 820, 830, 870, if he makes over $1 million in those $30 coded bonuses over the next couple of years, so do I. And I might not have ever been to one call ever again in this lifetime. Isn't that amazing? That is a powerful compensation plan when you can do that. There's not 2 companies that can brag about doing that. Okay? So that's pretty exciting. I love this comp plan. I love the product. I love the people that are coming in. We are attracting the like-minded people that are intelligent, smart, and they understand business. And they're going to understand it at a much greater level when they tap into the back office. And thank you to all the wonderful speakers in the back office that were kind enough to donate their time, didn't ask for anything to do that. Isn't that amazing? I love it. The other thing I just want to mention to you very quickly before we close up the call, we are giving away $1 million to the first ever summit director. That's right, we're the first company in history to give away $1 million to the first ever summit director. And imagine that on a $24.99 a month business opportunity subscription. That is unbelievable. No company's ever done that in the history of marketing. Anyone that wants to step up to the challenge, feel free to do so. All you have to do is be the first to create the volume, all right? To create the volume of a full 2x15 matrix.
Conference muted.
Then guess what happens? You get a $1 million bonus. A $1 million bonus. That is absolutely sensational for the very first person to pull that off. All right? The other really cool thing that we're doing here, many companies out there have something called a car luxury program, like a car luxury lease program. Personally, I don't believe in that. I would never want my company to have that feature in there, and I won't get into the reasons why. But what we've chosen to do is set the bar for every other company in the industry to follow. We're giving away $200,000 fully paid for flagship automobiles, whether it's an exotic sports car or a flagship luxury vehicle. That's going to be your choice. We don't want you to have repossessions. We don't want to see you be stuck with a lease and damage your credit and destroy your family and destroy your family's, way of life. And I've seen horror stories of those car luxury programs. Here, we're giving you a fully paid for $200,000 vehicle. You pick it out, and it gets drop shipped to where you want it drop shipped. Isn't that amazing? That's going to be fun. That's going to be exciting. You want to have that to send the masses. I have always told people in this industry, when you start developing success in this industry, do everything to become unique, different, and exciting. Become everything you were meant to be. It's your divine birthright. Separate yourself from the masses. And when you do that, people start asking you questions. That's going to be your trophy. Do whatever you want with that, okay? All you have to do is build a team with 50,000 members. Can that be done? Absolutely. $24.99 a month. I've seen people do that in 3, 4, 5 months and other opportunities out there. It can very easily be done here. And that's not including spillover, all right? That's got to be through proper lines of sponsorship, and you've got to have about a 25-75 split on that, meaning 25% in one leg, 75% in the other. Okay, minimum. So it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, and I look forward to seeing every single one of you driving these phenomenal cars. Very quickly, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is an inside job. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And for people that choose not to become connected in this industry, they suffer. Connect with the people in this industry that have the power, that have the pull, that have the clout to help you get to where you want to go. Everyone that you're going to come across in this industry is going to be a stepping stone in your life. Don't miss the stepping stone by falling off to the wayside saying, no, I'm not interested, or my plate's too full. That's not smart business. If you don't believe me, ask the billionaires. They don't talk with that type of language. They're constantly using a technique called leveraging, and they'll use any tool, any mechanism to leverage into more positive cash flow, and especially when it helps other people and helps their team. Ask yourself this question as you're sitting on this webinar today. Ask yourself this question. Is there a marketplace for people to learn? Is there a marketplace for people to be educated? Is there a marketplace for people to be mentored by the greatest minds in the world? And if you can say yes to all three of those questions, you have to say yes to being in here. Okay? So once again, thank you so much for taking the time to be on this call. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and we're going to be back again in the next couple hours.
Okay, guys, live call starting in 10 minutes. Dial in. And that's the number. Oops. Click on it. That's the number 267-507-0240 225481 #. Ciao.